to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles, your one stop for all things high-end statue collecting reviews, unboxing, statue chats, live entertainment like Rogues Gallery Live, and so much more. I am so thankful that you're here with me today. My name is Chris, and I'm the Batman statue collector. And today we're going to be reviewing a film that I actually just got through watching part 1 of, and I'm talking about The Long Halloween Part 1, and this is a film that I have a lot of things to say. I have a lot of things in this review to talk about, and it all started with this book right here. This is The Long Halloween, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Now this is a phenomenal story. There's no question about that. The art in it is not everybody loves the art of Tim Sale. It's very different, but there's no doubt that the storytelling is phenomenal. And to be honest with you guys, if you've followed this channel, you guys know that this is my favorite Batman story of all time. I absolutely love it. It has everything. It has noir, it has detective stories, it has all of the villains, which you guys know that I love. It is just a phenomenal, phenomenal story, and so much of this book actually inspired another story, and I'm talking about The Dark Knight. There's so many parallels, and clearly they read this and they took so many elements for the Dark Knight film. I absolutely love this story, and I was a little excited and a little bit nervous also whenever they announced that they were going to be doing it as a film. And the reason for that is I do not like DC animation. I think that all of them, for the most part, quite frankly, they've sucked. I haven't liked a one, especially Killing Joke where they changed it. I just haven't loved their animation style. I haven't liked what they've done to these films. I'm not a big anime fan. I know some of you absolutely love it, but it's just not my thing. So I feel like a lot of those were very anime-like. So again, whenever they announced that this one was going to be coming soon, I was excited, but also like, I'll probably hate it. So anyway, I finally had a chance, like I said, to sit down and watch it. The first thing I want to say is I absolutely love the animation style. I absolutely love it. It is very much like the Batman the Animated Series, that look, that classic gothic elements that I really, really like. And I think they did a really good job of capturing that. It is so refreshing to see them do something different in terms of animation style. These have a lot thicker black lines. The colors pop more. I love everything about what I saw in this film. I do feel like in this film they did take some liberties. There are obviously scenes that are much bigger than what was in the book, that might have just been a few panels turned into this big giant action sequence, and I'm okay with that if it makes sense to the story. And in this case, I loved everything they did. I think that they did a really phenomenal job. One thing I loved at the beginning, the opening credits, they actually had images from the comic, which is awesome, and it was kind of intermixed with the animation as well. But I really thought that was a really nice touch. So the story starts off very similar. You have a meeting between the Falcones, and you have Bruce, about them being, their fathers work together. So there's so many things about this that were very, very similar to the book. Again, some of the scenes were a little longer, but I really appreciated what they did with the storytelling elements. So that, of course, leads us into that big opening sequence with the three. Harvey Dent, Commissioner Gordon, and Batman on the rooftop. Again, very similar to Dark Knight. Of course, this was done in like 96, 97. But I love that scene. It establishes what the story is going to be going forward, that they're a team working together, and then things slowly go awry. Right off the beginning, also, we have the relationship between Harvey Dent and Gilda, his girlfriend. And there are things alluded to in this book. Again, I'm referring to this book. But in the movie, they expand on that troubled relationship so much more. And I appreciate that because it helps us establish frame of mind for these characters, especially Harvey Dent. I really like that they did that. I think that was a really brilliant move because it just, again, helps further that story along. That then, of course, leads into our first death that we see, and that, again, is the first Falcone member. Of course, people are going to grieve over him. He was going to turn over state's evidence, and so he was taken out. Harvey Dent is incredibly upset because he was going to be using him to help with his cases. So that's kind of where we start in terms of learning about the holiday killer. And if you're familiar with this book, you know that every holiday, there's a murder. And it just so happens to be Falcone members, which is really, awesome in itself. Again, I love the mob stories. I love all of it that has to do with Maroni and Falcone. And again, I don't know if it's Falcone or Falcone. I've heard it both ways, so I usually say Falcone. But anyway, you have this murder, the family's very upset, and they're making plans to get even on whoever's doing it. They're also using a gun. The murderer is using a gun with a baby bottle, a baby nipple on the top from a bottle, and which is a great weapon. I love the weapon in this, and that's what he or she uses throughout the entire book or film. Then that kind of cuts to a big giant battle sequence between Catwoman and Batman. Obviously that relationship is teased throughout the film, but I really love this because it's so much bigger. It's, again, it was just a few panels in the book, whereas we have this big giant action sequence, this train, it's just this whole thing, and I thought that was really, really well done. And again, it furthers the story without hurting the story in any way. There's some sexual tension for sure, which I really love. I really love that storytelling of Salina Kyle and Bruce Wayne, that love affair that they tease, but they, in reality know that it's just not going to work out, right? It's just not going to work out. That then transitions to a scene with Catwoman Batman and then Harvey Dent, where they discover all of this money for Falcone. And again, it's very reminiscent of The Dark Knight with the Joker scene, and they basically, they need to destroy this money to make an impact, and they flip a coin and they burn the money. It's the first time we see the coin. It is double-sided, or double-headed, I guess, which, Harvey Dent has this smirk on his face, which is great. And again, it just tells the story and shows the progression of Harvey Dent as this character. We then cut to a scene with Harvey Dent and Gilda again in their house. Obviously, again, they're talking about relationship problems. They really want to have a family, but Gilda can't, and she is really struggling with that. Harvey wants to move forward in the relationship, and then the house blows up. They both survive, but clearly somebody is out to get him specifically, and who's it going to be? Who's trying to kill Harvey Dent? We also see scenes with Solomon Grundy here for the very first time, and he plays an integral part later on, and it's really cool to be able to see the dynamic relationship between him and Bruce and how they respect each other and respect each other's boundaries. I thought that was really cool. But just a really short scene there, again, taken from the book, which I love. That then goes into Thanksgiving. We have our first Thanksgiving murder where they take out an entire club of people, all Falcones, and again, they have this expanded Chinatown scene, which I really appreciated as well. Again, it's just something to add to the story. It doesn't take away from the story, it adds to it, and I think that was really well done. And then, of course, this is going to fuel the fire with now Halloween and now Thanksgiving with additional murders. That then leads us to Calendar Man at Arkham Asylum. Great. This was actually voiced by the amazing David Dismalchin, who I've actually had a chance to meet. He was also in The Dark Knight and the Gotham TV show. Great appearance here, and again, Calendar Man really sets the stage because he knows exactly what's going on, and he's trying to tell the heroes here what's going on. I don't know if they want to listen to him, but it's a great scene in the jail cell with all of the calendar pages. I absolutely love it, and again, it's taken directly from the comic, which I really appreciate, but it's a really great scene. Again, sets that story in motion to see who's going to be the next killer, and even mentions the word joke. So Batman, of course, takes that, meaning it's going to be the Joker as the killer. So, of course, that then cuts to Joker. It's Christmas time, and Harvey actually confronts the Joker in their home. He's very concerned about Gilda. Joker have this, they have this big conversation together, this big scuffle, and again, it's interesting because Joker doesn't want to take second fiddle or be second fiddle to anybody, right? He doesn't want to be anything other than himself. Of course, people are starting to now think that he is the holiday killer. Is he going to be? It's tough to say. Of course, I know the answer, but I'm not going to tell you in case you haven't seen it or read the book. But great scene with the Joker here. Great tuffle, if you will, with Harvey. And again, it sets up the story for future action. All right, so then fast forward to New Year's Eve, and we actually see Joker. He's killed a pilot. He's actually taken his own airplane, and he's going to fly it and try to kill so many people. He has no idea what he's doing with the flight controls, but it's really funny. And then we cut to Salina and Bruce at a party. They talk about their relationship. Salina says, hey, we're two different people. It's not going to work out. They basically break up. We also cut to scenes with Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Dent and Gilda and Commissioner Gordon's wife. And Gilda and Harvey are fighting. Again, more storytelling elements there. They're talking about childbirth, and she can't have kids, and it really upsets her. She leaves. So, again, there's fighting there. In the meantime, Joker and Batman are fighting in this airplane. It's crazy. It's a great action sequence. Really well done. Batman thinks Joker is the killer. Joker says, I'm not going to be second fiddle to anybody, like we talked about earlier. So Batman realizes, hey, it's probably not the Joker. Joker gives him this clue. Batman then thinks, okay, now it's going to be another Falcone. He confronts him. And then that Falcone gets murdered also, again, on New Year's Eve. Falls into the boat, into the motor on the boat, which is very graphic. This one was PG-13, by the way. The second one's supposed to be rated R, so it'll be interesting to see how violent it gets. But basically, that Falcone dies, and that's kind of where we end off on part one. I am really impressed with this film. I love the animation style. This is my favorite, I think, animated film I've ever seen from DC. And I'm really glad because it just makes me happy that this is my favorite Batman story and this is my favorite Batman animated story in terms of, I guess outside of the Batman the Animated Series, Mask of the Phantasm, those I still love. But this is really refreshing and I can't wait to see part two. I think it's really well done. This is very rewatchable in my opinion. And I think it's for the most part true to the storytelling. I feel like they've maybe left a few things out, little details here and there with the family members. But overall, I really, really liked it, and I definitely recommend it. I will put the Amazon link down below if you're interested in picking it up. You can download it, or you can also get the hard copy DVD. But I will put the link down below if you're interested. Also, let me know in the comments what you thought about it if you saw it. Let me know if you want me to do part two, if you enjoyed this or not. And if you did, please give it a like. That really does help the channel very, very much. Thank you guys so very much for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, click that notification bell. Make sure you choose all. That way you don't miss any of this content. And again, just thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this review. I thought it was an amazing film. Can't wait to see part two. And anyway, I'll see you guys next time right here in the Batcave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also, please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.